All right. How's that? That should sound better. Turn down the music a little for myself. There we go. Sweet. And no echo, right? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I tried to go back to the old setup because I was trying to debug it for the ticket I have open with Blackmagic, and it was working totally fine off stream. So that's really frustrating. I might have to try it with like a test stream at some point here. But anyway, welcome. Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing after the false start here? I'm having kind of a slow day. I pulled a muscle in my neck this morning lying in bed, and it's kind of cramping my style. I can turn about there and about there. So hopefully, I haven't actually tried looking through the microscope. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. Oh, I forgot to start the camera switcher. Let me start the microscope camera switcher to my checklist. Working on andons. Nice, James. James, I still have your go play fetch with the dog reward, but I did not bring the dog down with me because I figured managing him with a sore neck doesn't sound fun. So, my apologies there. Oh, hey, Obra Jesse. Jesse from Keyboard.io, aka Keyboardio? How do you pronounce it, Jesse? Is it Keyboard Space IO or Keyboardio? Regardless, Jesse is the friend of mine that sent us what we're going to be working on today, which is assembling this corn chocolate keyboard. So he also sent us the Keyboardio. Keyboardio is the right way to pronounce it. Okay, so he sent us the Keyboardio Atreus that we tested out on stream last time. And unfortunately, I don't have it with me. It's up at the house right now. I forgot to grab it, but I'll show it off again on another stream. So yeah, I'm glad you're here, Jesse. You can see what I am doing to your corn chocolate kit here. Hopefully not screwing it up too bad. Atreus, isn't that what I said? Atreus. Instead of Atreus? Atreus. Atreus. So, yes. I know you're not keyboard. So, hang on, let me start up some software here. So Jesse's a friend of mine from Shenzhen. He's been over there doing his manufacturing for both of his keyboards. He's got 2 models now. And if you haven't been following the Keyboardio adventures in manufacturing, you should. You should go to their website, and they're linked off of there. And they had quite an adventure last year with a factory saleswoman that was leading them astray, to say the least. So, if you enjoy hearing about manufacturing, definitely go check that out. Hey, Sammy, welcome. Hey, Robo Lathe. I almost misread that as Robo Greg, who's someone else entirely. Oh, hey, for 8. Yeah, no worries if you can't stay. I know it's late. All right. So, actually, let me test one thing. I realized I muted the background. Does this add like an echo, or are we good? Oh, yes, sorry, for 8. Remind me on Discord, and I'll do that. Or remind me again. Oh, we're going to be rated? Okay. Oh, we better get going then. So, let me at least bust out the microscope. All right. So, let's look at what we've been up to. If you missed the... Oh, hey, Oh Bother! Oh Bother and gang! Welcome! We are building a crazy-looking keyboard. A corn chocolate. So these are the 2 PCBs for it. And let me see if I can pull up pictures of it in action. I have them somewhere here. So let's see here. Nope, here. This is what it looks like fully assembled. Oops, that's off screen. So that's what it's going to look like fully assembled. This is my first time building a keyboard. And we're doing the slightly more challenging version in that we're doing all the surface mount soldering as well. But yeah, cool, oh bother. Yeah, what have you been up to before you go? I'm slightly distracted. No picture shown. Should be a picture. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I got studio mode on. There we go. That's what it looks like. Sorry, it's a double click instead of a click. So, I made you stop coiling your mic cable. I don't know what that... You were coiling your mic cable? Oh, you did a simple wireless module thing. Oh, cool. Was that the one that you were debugging for the subscriber? Yes, it sounds like that. The thing on top of the microscope is a microscope switcher that automatically figures out when I am looking through the microscope. So if I put my eyes up to the microscope, it should automatically switch over, but oh, it's off. It's my very fancy switch. Okay, a yellow jumper cable. And when I put my eyes up to it, it switches the microscope, and then I take them away because I kept forgetting to switch it back and forth. So awesome. Did you get your RF module working? I know you've been working on that for a while. You've been poking away at it. Yeah. If you're new here, I do a lot of various electronics things. Projects right now, we're building up a keyboard. We're building a telepresence robot that you will be allowed to drive around the shop once we get it up and running. It's sitting back up behind me on the table. And then we're doing some iPhone modification stuff, but I'm waiting on parts for that. We're adding a USB-C jack to an iPhone and replace instead of the lightning jack. So yeah. So sweet. Let's dive into it here. Where we left off yesterday, I had just put all of the diodes on the board. So that's obviously all these little components here. That's the first thing to put on. And sorry, let me switch a couple things. And yeah. Chocolate looks cool. Anyone know of any other open hardware mechanical keyboard that's not split and ideally with numpad? Jesse is the person to ask. Obra Jesse is by far the keyboard expert here, more than I am. This is my first crack at that. Yes, we got the wheels mounted, Esden. We got the wheels mounted and the motors tested, and really all we need to do is control circuitry at this point. So I have everything we need. Probably the next stream will be on the robot. So, Kai Smooth, that's weird. I don't know why you didn't get a sub notification. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Kai Smooth, sorry, I saw it and I got distracted. Thank you for subscribing, Kai Smooth. I really appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing with Prime. That's awesome. It should have showed up on the screen, but maybe that stopped working. I did see it fly by and then I got distracted, so my apologies. Thanks to everybody who's following right now. Fatanon and Unclearbert UK and Suburtus and Godzilla and T-Mister and Ande and the Pandas. Thank you. Welcome, Ott Music. Great to have you all here. I spent yesterday cleaning the shop, so it's not normally quite this clean. I'm shooting a video for YouTube coming up. If you're not familiar with my YouTube stuff, it's Strange Parts, or youtube.com/Strange Parts. And I do a lot of other cool electronics and manufacturing adventures there. So, does chat have a link to the microscope? I keep meaning to put a bang microscope command. Here, we can grab it real quick. Here. I'll grab a quick link. Awesome. Tons of you guys have been... I made a video about it. Here, I'll link you to the video, and then you can get the link off of there, because I talked a bunch about it. So that's the link to the microscope video. So... Nice, Esden! Exciting on the campaign. let us know when it's out. But glad you could check in. The dog's up at the house. He has not had enough exercise today to be a respectable canine in the shop, and I tweaked a muscle in my neck, and I don't want to wrangle him, so yeah. So, for the IC on here, this kit uses a uses 2 Pro Arduino Pro Micros. So here, these guys. Switch to this view. Here's my. Sorry, my screen's acting weird. Do it old school. Some Pro Micros. So that's one of the things coming up. Thanks, Aston. So yeah, this is not my design, but we're just following along the instructions. So let's dive into it here. See if I can get my display back up. Got a little sort of like a streaming deck set up here with a little monitor, and it's acting up on me today. Okay, so let's look at our build guide. Now it's working. Okay, so let's dive into it. We did diodes, and now we are on TRSS jacks, reset switches, which I couldn't find in the kit. And someone said they're optional, so maybe they weren't included. And then we're gonna do some pin sockets. So let's figure all that stuff out. Let me unpack my, should have spread out all my stuff again here. Don't need any of that. Let's see. All right, so where are the decks? Had them a minute ago. I think they're in here. Yep. Oh no, I do have the buttons. I see them. I do. They were hiding. Right. So we have 2 jacks. So this is a very interesting design in that it is a TRS 3.5 millimeter audio cable that runs between the 2 halves of the keyboard. So that will be entertaining. And then we got our 2 jacks, and then we need our 2 buttons. Eagle 7, the thing on top of the microscope is an automatic camera switcher. So when I put my eyes up to the microscope, it automatically switches to that view. So I'm trying to automate as much as I can around cameras and things so that I don't have to constantly be thinking about it. And it works reasonably well. I've been pretty happy with how that's worked out. Okay, we're getting there. I think, let's see where these sockets come from. I think these sockets are for the OLED modules. So I think it's the ones that are in the OLED screen modules. So. Yeah, I could add some delay to the microscope switcher. I don't know whether that's good or not. Oh, for switching off, is it a little too sudden? Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah, so far I haven't really needed a full, a full producing solution in terms of looking at where I'm looking. This has been enough so far. The other problem I have is that I'll do something like switch to a screenshot and then completely, or screen capture, and then completely forget to switch it away. And so I think part of that is getting more access, adding commands so that the mods can actually switch the cameras. So I'm working towards that. Green, no, it's just a simple photoresistor. So when I cover up the photoresistor, it senses less light and switches. And it's just got a little threshold, so it's pretty darn simple. It's hooked up to a little ESP32 up here. So yeah, we're just programming it using the Arduino library, but it's an ESP32. So where does this jack go? Okay, so like so, and then this. Oh, what I don't know is which side of the board. This is a very interesting design in that the boards are the same and just flipped. And it looks to me like it's the other side from the diodes. So, because the pictures they're showing don't have any diodes in them. So, I think it will be like this. And yes, we did make it on a stream. I think most of the streams were on Reddit, but I'm not positive. Okay, so it's gonna sit in there like so. Oops. Right. Camera switcher, not totally switching well. Yeah. Hit reset and let it get a new calibration here. Okay, so it's gonna be in there like that. Let's flip this over and solder it up. For which I need solder. Yeah, it's on the inside of this eyepiece. Yes, I would be up for posting the code. It's not tremendously complicated, MacPrints, but I can post it. Remind me on Discord, and I'll try and get to it. Might need to clean it up a little bit, hide my shame. It's not the prettiest code. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's solder this up. Let's see if there's any advice in here. Yeah, okay, opposite side from the diodes. Yeah. Okay. Are we in focus? That's the other thing. Can never easily tell. It's okay focus. Let's make that cool. We're gonna use a microscope. May as well make ourselves look good. Now, I'm not using a microscope because I can't see this. I'm using a microscope because it's easier, and two, it's easier for you guys to see. So. And it gives us two camera angles to switch back and forth from, which keeps things more interesting in my opinion. Okay. All right. Let me find a better place for... Yeah, Commandant Space, we are making a corn chocolate out of Japan. It's funky looking split keyboard deal. All right, let's do the other side here. Yes, thank you, Jesse. I have a link. Oh, it was purchased in person. Oh, that's quite cool. I did not know that. I thought I had a link. Maybe I do. Yes, I do have a link here. But that is quite cool that you purchased it in person. I'll have to go check that out next time I'm in Tokyo. I do think it's strange that a lot of the keyboard streams, and I'm jumping in on the bandwagon. I'm not going to become a keyboard channel, but I thought we'd do at least one. I need something for the new desktop. So, Jesse, this kit's somewhat on loan. I asked Jesse if he had any good ideas of what I should build, and he asked me some questions about, you know, do I want to do all of the soldering? Do I want to do some of the soldering? Do I want something funky? And I said yes to all of that. I want to do all the soldering, and I want something funky. And he said, well, I've got this sitting on my shelf. I was looking for recommendations. He said, I have a kit for you on my shelf that I haven't built yet. That's funky, but I want it back at some point. So this is just dipping our toe in the water here and getting a feel for it. And then maybe we'll have to design a keyboard. So I think that would be fun to start from the ground up. So let's see. Let's see the buttons next. Okay, I think that just goes where it says reset, but let me check. Yes. Okay. These are just going in the holes that say reset. And those sit nicely in there. Oh, wow! Thank you for the gift sub. That's awesome. 0xC3301. That's super kind of you. All right. Okay, cool, Andreas. That's good advice. I suspect I'll also be tapping Jesse here, as he's been making keyboards as his full-time gig for a few years now. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk after this one's done. Right. Good night, Purpurite. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go the Arduino route or whether we'll go into bare chips, or I don't know what we'll do. I haven't really thought that far yet. Still getting my feet wet here. Okay. I feel like it's weird with the microscope light blowing this out so much. Oh, I'm gonna put that button on the same side as the jack. Make sure I'm paying attention here. Tracy's gonna get mad at me for wiring up his keyboard all backwards and upside down. Okay. Turn it up a little bit. There. That should work for everybody involved, I think. It is hard balancing light across multiple things. The main camera wants one level of light, the microscope wants another. Sounds like there are keyboard shenanigans afoot in chat here. I'm not fully following it. Something about KiCad files happening. Okay, so the instruction said something about this sitting flat against the board, I think. I think they just want it to be very flush. So, how are we going to do that? We're going to use the baby finger trick. I'm not going to do this under the microscope. So, a little bit hard to show, but I am holding it in with my baby finger. And then we're going to use, it's a little tricky with the board, but we're going to just put we're just going to solder one pin and then we're going to adjust things. So, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's actually fine, but what you can do is then remelt the solder and get it all flat in there, and then solder the rest. So I'm pretty happy with that. Do one at the other side, and the two in the middle. Okay. Awesome. Let's get it on the right side of the board with all the rest of the components. Be good. Okay. Yeah, I can't see that under the microscope either with my finger in there. I'll tell you, I don't know if it's just because my eyesight's getting bad, but even soldering through hole under the microscope is way more enjoyable than without it. It's doable without. I can do it just fine. I just enjoy being able to really see up close what I'm doing. Good. Those parts are done. Look at that. Oh, hey, Rebel Greg. Glad you could join us. A freeform circuit keyboard would be super cool. That's a great idea, actually. That so I have been dabbling in that. I don't know if I have anything down here right now, but I have a roll of copper sitting on my desk for exactly that. That's a great idea. I don't know how useful it would be, but maybe you could like cast it in acrylic or something. That would be really interesting. All right. What next? What next? What next? Then... oh, we do the Pro Micros. Okay. So... yeah, I've been wanting to do some freeform circuitry, like cast in acrylic, cast in resin. That would be nifty. Okay, so we have one micro, a banana keyboard out of 2 bananas cast in epoxy. Okay, so null out all our various components here first. Be as precious about this as we can. All right, so they go in there. Thank you, Ben House. Yeah, this is my new workshop. It is not a basement. Don't tell anybody, but it's actually a locker room in a gymnasium, believe it or not. Any port in a storm right now. Okay, so. Oh, Rudy, drop an anecdote or a bit of trivia. Let me think about that for a sec. Anecdote or a bit of trivia. I think one of the first times that I met Obra Jesse, who's the source of this keyboard, was at the Secret Japanese Place in Shenzhen, which is a sushi place on the 17th floor of a random office apartment building. And we were sitting in a tatami room in the back that's like divided up into little rooms, but they can slide open panels and make it much, much bigger. We had a big group of geeks there. And Secret Japanese caters to like Japanese business people who are in Shenzhen, you know, for manufacturing or whatever. But we'll also sort of accommodate foreigners as well. And they have, for about $30, you can get all you can eat, all you can drink sushi. Well, you don't drink the sushi. Sushi and beer, or sake. And so we occasionally go there with a big group of hackers. It's quite fun. Yes, Code Blue, we are building a corn chocolate. It is a, I can show a picture here. It looks like this. And it's a split keyboard, sort of minimalist keyboard from Obra Jesse. So it's he bought it in Japan in the Yoshikobo retail store, and sent it to me to assemble and play with for a while, and then I'm gonna send it back to him. So, yeah. You never got to go to Secret Sushi, really? Oh, well, we'll have to change that at some point. I could have sworn you were hanging out with us at Secret Sushi. Well, yeah. I guess Secret Sushi is gone now. Oh, right. Yeah, it's gone now. I forgot that. I forgot that. That's unfortunate. Yeah. I had forgotten I'd heard that. Ooh, a virtual 3D keyboard with a projector screen. That sounds fun. Yeah, I need to check out the mechanical keyboard scene in Japan. I mean, I'm starting to get the bug. So. Oh, Obra Jesse, that was it. That was Secret Sushi. No, that was Secret Sushi. It's secret because it's you would never know it was there. So you have been. And then I am remembering correctly. Okay, so let's put in some headers. Okay, they're gonna go in this way. Why? Question is, why is there two sets of holes? That's a little confusing. They're on this set of holes. That's weird. Okay. Wait. Hang on. I'm gonna flip these around to match their drawings. They're on the other set of headers. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Oh, the holes are so that they mirror properly from side to side. I got it, Durgreen. Yep. Or Tazark. Yes. I got it. Also, hey, Zark. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you here. Oh, and Jetpack Yoshi. Welcome. Awesome. I wish that was the story, Nightmare Joker, but alas, it is not. Oh, and then you solder this upside down? Wow. Okay, that matches the silk screen, so that's gonna go like that. Okay. Except that I'm gonna get these facing this way. So I'm gonna, what I would consider upside down. Just fit this up though, make sure it's right. Yes. I think we're right there. Goes raw and then ground and then reset. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a clever way to do this. Yeah, you can actually see it through the microscope. Let me grab a pair of tweezers to point with, but it's a cool way to do it. So because they only have one design for the two boards, you can see they've got traces running in here to vias, and they're doing all their swapping in the middle here. That's a quite clever plan. Okay. I just want to make sure. They don't really say which way they want the pins to stick up, but I'm going to do it this way. Hope that I'm right. Okay. Let's just check. These are flush. Yes, they are. We might have to bust out the macro lens at some point here and get some sweet soldering shots. Yeah. So I'm all about the sexy visuals. Just for fun. Let's do that. What happened? I see that the stream died. Why did it die? Network. Sorry. Looks like it's okay now. Lame. All right, I'm gonna grab another lens for the camera. We're gonna play some close-up shots. Not because I'm like shooting anything, but just because I want you to see in all its glory the soldering iron melting the solder. Because that's how we roll around here. Because we can, so why not? All right. Because I aim to deliver value on these streams. Not just anecdotes, but also visuals. Ruben, thank you for the hydration reminder. I think I need something more in my glass here. Right. So. Let's see, let's get this in focus. Turn it on. We get focused and aimed. Okay. It's not bad, but you know, let's make it a little bit closer up. We got the toys, just can't help but play with them, you know? Problem with this magic arm is it's a little saggy. Once you lock it, it tends to sag a little. Nobody likes a saggy magic arm. Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. Oh, Upside Down Lemon, thank you for subscribing for a second month. That's awesome. All right. See what we're up to here. I'm gonna turn off the microscope switcher so you can see it in all its glory. So, oops. Let's see, we're stuck on the microscope, sorry. We want to be on this shot. Here, because we can. I think I need to put the soldering iron on the right side of my body, because I use it right-handed. That might be an ergonomic improvement to what I'm doing now. Oops. Soldering headers is fun because it's quite easy and visually satisfying. Although I'm having a little bit more trouble than I expected. I'm trying to leave the soldering iron out of the way so you can see what's going on. But I'm doing it slightly differently than I normally would. Oops. It's a little bit much solder, but that's right. Oh, is the switcher still working? That's weird. I have the wire fully out. I might have been hitting it or something. Anyway, that's where we're at. So let's do the other side. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty easy solder work right now. It's not super fancy, unless you're talking about my mad camera skills. Which admittedly is probably making my soldering look better. I really like this new lens. It's a 60mm macro from Olympus. It gets some sweet shots. Okay. Sweet. Okay, let's put the Arduino on top. Micro. Andreas, thank you. Andreas, thank you. Yeah, I take pride in stuff looking good. I think it's part of maybe the difference of me coming from YouTube first is and doing kind of, you know, higher quality production stuff on YouTube, is that I care what stuff looks like a lot. And we're doing, you know, we've been doing some video production on stream as well, so yeah. Yeah, we just built up a new streaming computer, and that's helping a lot with bitrate and stuff. So we're streaming it at 6,000 kilobits, 6 megabits in 1080p. And hopefully we've got transcoding today. I'm still not a Twitch partner. I'm working on it. Twitch said I like hit all the metrics that I needed to apply to be a partner, and then they said, we want to see what your trajectory is some more before we grant you partnership. So they said come back in 3 to 4 weeks. So in the new year, I will apply again. Yes, we soldered the OLED already. That is here. Thank you, DJ Marlis and Zark, though. Oh, oh, there are jumpers underneath. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Really? Oh, you just... I see. I got it. I missed that. Oh, that's going to be a pain. All right. Well, thank you guys for catching me. I appreciate it. I don't think there's... I don't think I can sneak in there. Let's desolder these. This should be interesting on camera. Code Blue, this is at least a 2-stream project, probably 3-stream project. Is my guess based on how it's going so far. This is the 2nd stream. And I think we're probably going to need a 3rd one. These happy little accidents. Robot Town. It works a little bit differently in soldering than it does in painting. I don't get to leave the happy little accidents, unfortunately. Solder sucker's not working super well on these. This is going to be a pain. I might get some solder wick in there. Let's try some solder wick instead. Thank you guys for catching me. It would have been twice the amount of work if I'd soldered the other side too. I'm feeling all proud at how well these looked. And I saw that part in the instructions, but I thought they were talking about the header for the OLED, not the jumpers. This is going to be tedious. We're not getting the level of solder removal I'd hoped. This is actually where some flux could probably help us. Flux in here. I'm tempted to try and squirrel the, those are the pads we need to solder underneath. I'm tempted to try and shove a soldering iron down there, but I know I'm just going to burn that, that header. Just melt that header into bits, so that's not going to be very productive. Although maybe it would be easier to just desolder the header. That's an interesting thought. Let's see how this goes. This is starting to go. I don't think I'm getting enough solder out of there though. So this is a copper. If you're not familiar with solder braid, it's a copper wick and it just soaks up the solder. And it works pretty well. But there's no soldering technique that's totally perfect. It's a little bit. This is where you get into the art of soldering. You make mistakes and have to fix them. Yeah, I don't know. You have a desoldering gun you like, Jesse? I've never seen one that seemed worth its salt. Got a fair amount of flux on there, Nightmare Joker, but I'll put some more. I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I'll try adding more flux. This flux is particularly noxious, which is part of my reason to be a little restrained. I still need to find a good fume extractor. I need to find something to drink. Okay. Let's take a look at what Jesse's got here. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That's a little spendy. 245 bucks. Yeah, I believe if you're doing a lot of keyboards, that totally makes sense. Okay, we got multiple people speaking the praises of the FR301. Put flux on a capacitor. Is it a flux capacitor? I think it's just gross. I'm inclined to just desolder this thing and then poke our way under. Let's try that. That might be a quicker bodge here. Let's put a bunch of flux on this. This is only 4 pins. The other is a lot of pins. I need to get a good fume extractor specifically for this flux. I've never had a flux that made me gag so much. But this stuff just does me in. Yeah, I haven't melted anything. That's good. Lawrence Factor, my background is CS, actually, computer science. I used to be a software engineer. Had a few EE courses, but I'm mostly self-taught. I know enough to be fairly dangerous, but I'm not going to go around, you know, designing any major consumer products without somebody holding my hand. Try the solder sucker again. This will teach me to read instructions. Yeah, it's definitely different doing streams like this as opposed to making videos. Like I wouldn't make a video about this, but because we're all hanging out, it's a good thing to do while we're hanging out and chat. Like, this is much more community focused as opposed to watching a video, which is more of a sit back experience. More of a lean forward experience, if you know what I mean. Boy. Can we just short these jumpers on this side instead? Is that allowed? Let me get out a multimeter and see what connects to what. Because we can just do it on the other side of the board. And we'd be in business. Oh, is it a mirroring issue? Yeah. Well, I can test it on either one. It doesn't really matter, but... Oh, I guess it does matter a bit. Okay, so... Those don't touch. Sorry, this is switchboard. Okay, we haven't messed with this yet. We're just shorting all of these out. This is not easy. Sorry, I know this isn't on camera. I don't know how to hold it. Camera, I can't see both sides at once. Oh, gotta turn on the BB bit. Oh no, it was on. Doing the manual flying probe test. Good Lord. I'm gonna say no, but I don't know why they're not connected. All right, well, fiddlesticks. Okay, let's try getting this out. I think I'll be able to sneak some solder bridges under there if I can get this 4-pin header out. Yeah, Twitch is definitely a lot more about chilling and an interaction. YouTube is, yeah, much more about, you want a fast-paced story and stuff. It's definitely different in terms of thinking about what I do on Twitch versus what I think, how I think about doing things on YouTube. Like YouTube, I sort of feel like I have to do something that's really notable. And obviously, like, building a keyboard kit, not really the most, not for my channel anyway, not the most notable thing. But it makes for a cool thing to do while we're hanging out. It's visually interesting. Makes for a fun thing to do. We're obviously not breaking any ground, but yeah. Hopefully you're at least entertained. Maybe learn something new. Okay, so how you get that out? Patrick suggested hot air. I don't think it's a terrible idea. We'll try that. You know what? I'm gonna get a board holder so that we have clearance for it to like fall out. Here. Bold board holder. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the camera. Let's get it in the holder and then we'll figure it out from there. Why is my screen not working? All right. Time. Good. All right. We got a bunch of folks in here. 186 people. It's like people are into keyboards these days. Little did I know. Yes, Obsidian, we're still doing the corn chocolate here. I made a mistake. The chat fortunately caught me on. So now we're trying to fix said mistake. Which was that I did not solder some things underneath some other things that should have gotten soldered. Just 4 little solder bridges underneath the Arduino. So now we're trying to figure out what the best thing to desolder here is. Okay. So just put it in this board holder. Let me adjust the camera a bit. The other camera. The B camera. The lens is so long, it's a little bit difficult to work with. All right, this is what we got. So, let's turn this in a way that you can see. We are removing these pins here. So I'm gonna hit it with the hot air, whack at it with some tweezers, see if we can make some progress. Yeah, it would have been nice if they'd used a socket for the Arduino, but I think they're trying to limit the height. Let's see if I can sneak this under the microscope. Hang on, 'cause I can't really see. Get my eyes way down in there. Yeah, that's good. Can you all see? Sort of, kind of, not really. Okay. Sort of. Oh, this is really tall now. Okay, that pin is loose. Here it's going. There it goes. Okay, got it. Oh, but we lost two of the pins. A little socket surgery here. Oh, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay. All right, so. Okay. Let's put this thing back together. Right, the question is, well, let's put this back together and then we'll figure out what the question is. But the question is going to be, can we slide soldering iron under there to bridge those solder pads, jumper pads? I think the answer is yes. Ooh. Who's that? We don't have an extra of. If we had an extra, I just would have cut this thing off. But okay, that's gonna work. Now. Let's adjust the microscopes. You guys actually have a pretty good view. What's going on? I, on the other hand, I have to sit on my foot or something. Actually, here, we'll do this. We'll move the Barlow reducer. What's Jesse thinking too? Oh, interesting. Those little pogo pins? Or something? Interesting. Yeah, there was some allusion to pogo pins or something in the docs. Okay. So that's pretty good. I think we can make this work. We just need to be sure not to hit the TRS jack. Melt it. Let's see if I can sneak under here. Ready? Actually, let me switch you over to the microscope because it's actually a decent view. Huh. I gotta put a new cable on that. That's weird. Oh, here. I don't know why it's purple, but it still gives a decent view. Oh, that's a bit much, but it's okay. Try and hit it with a little solder wick. Let's try and hit it. Reduce it a little. V-shaped spring pins, so they press outwards on the two sides of the hole. That's cool. And so then you don't solder them? Is that the idea? Yeah, friction fit. Huh, that's cool, Jesse. Okay. All right. We have solved our woes. Thank you again for everybody who gave me a heads up about that in chat. Let's get cameras and stuff dialed back in. I'm glad we didn't get any further before we fixed that. I might have to go get a new USB cable and fix this monitor, this touchscreen that's not touching. Or not accepting any touches. It's driving me batty. Okay. Barlow reducer back on. Let's see what's that. Barlow reducer back on. So the reason we use a Barlow reducer, it reduces the magnification by half, but it also increases the working height. And so for electronics work, it makes it a lot easier to get things underneath the microscope. These jumpers are for the OLED, but I'm not quite sure why they are necessary. I imagine that they're maybe the tell it that you have an OLED attached. I'm not really sure. Whoop. I guess it wasn't under the microscope. Here, let's get it under the camera and move the microscope to match. Because believe it or not, it's actually easier to move the microscope than it is to move the camera. Because the microscope has a whole bunch of handles and the camera only has one. So it's really easy to lose alignment on everything. Oh, TJ Marlis, that's a good idea. Do it on both boards. Smart. Smart, smart. A smart DJ in our midst. Or midst. There's just one of them. Although I don't know, do we have multiple midsts or one? Given that we are remote from each other. Yeah, it's almost like I have to make an adjustable camera mount with servo motors. Maybe. It sounds ambitious. We could. So, soldering this back up. What was that? Oh, that was the multimeter turning back off. Move it out of the way. A little chaos. Multiple DJs. I was talking to DJ Marlis. But I reckon you're smart too, DJ Kooky. I need to get something to drink to cleanse my throat from the vast amount of toxic smoke here. It's weird. I have never wanted... I've never really felt the need for, like, fume extraction more than this new Flux. We have a microscope with a camera. We're just using a much nicer macro lens right now. As Scotty moons the entire screen. You won't see that on the other keyboard channels. Actually, you might. Yeah, thanks. I cleared it. All right. All right, all right. We soldered up that one side. Let's do the other side. Yeah, I wish the microscope camera was better. I'm unimpressed with what Sume sent me. I asked her for her best 4K camera. This is underwhelming. The GH5 with the macro lens is way exceeding it in terms of performance, but I guess it's also, at the end of the day, that is a more expensive camera than the microscope camera. Microscope camera was a few $100, but yeah, I find the rosin fume pretty pleasant too. Yeah, I guess this is the no clean, so maybe that's what I need to. I need to switch back to the rosin stuff. I just used whatever Tool Brothers gave me in the market, and it wasn't this. It wasn't the no clean. All right. So. Zark, I think, yeah, I think the LEDs will be okay. I did a whole bunch of really tiny LEDs for the DEF CON badge, so. Hey, K-Shows, welcome. How's it going? All right, let's put, oh, no thanks. I don't want to smoke Flux straight from a bong. That sounds awful. This stuff is really quite nasty. All right, let's put this header back in. If we can. Let's clean out the holes first. This is where the solder pump actually does pretty good in my experience. Can't get that one. The last one here. I might have to get a braid down in there. That, or sometimes if you've just got a leg of a component, you can kind of wiggle that in there. Sometimes I found if you cut your braid at an angle, there's a tip to get in there with. Has anybody been playing Cyberpunk? I downloaded it and I've been playing around with it. What do people think? Yeah, the banging the board on the desk trick works pretty well too. Yeah, I found Cyberpunk to be kind of glitchy as well, but I've been enjoying it. It's very much like, I don't know, I've only been playing for a few hours, and it's very much like storytelling. And one of the complaints has been that it's been very much on rails, you know, that there's not a lot of decisions to make, and that's starting to loosen up a little bit for me, but I'm surprised at how long they've kept it on rails. But okay, if we've only got one that's plugged, we can probably work with that. It's when all of them are kind of plugged that we've got a problem. There we go. We got it. Okay. So, I didn't even tear off any pads. Yeah, definitely a lot of visual glitches, I agree. I'm playing it on the graphics card that Patrick sent me, which is a 1070, I think? 1070 Ti, something like that. So it's not on... I'm able to play it on Ultra, but on 1080p. But I am playing it HDR, which is kind of fun. I've got a really nice HDR monitor for video work that also plays some nice video games. It looks pretty good. That's fun. I don't think this thing's seated all the way in, but I'm going to seat it once I get my first solder bit on there. Let's see. Good. Yeah, Escape Rat, yeah, definitely the first few hours are just intro. I think I've gotten the logo. Like, I'm now in Night City. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm in Night City and, like, doing stuff. And I've had a couple moments where I can, like, legitimately choose to do something else, so. All right. We're back where we want to be. Okay, that one is done. We're going to put on the other Pro Micro. Now, again, let's check where these go. I guess we just go where the solder mask is, huh? On these. I think that's the answer. And we ignore the other set of holes. But I'm gonna double check it. Yeah, that's right. As soon as I get my silver hand, yeah, I think I've done that. I've heard of AU. I don't know a ton about them, but it is like a real brand. It's a Chinese brand, kind of a cheaper. They've got cheaper stuff. So it's not as, you know, well respected as Heiko. It's also a lot cheaper. Let's see these. Johnny Silverhand. Yeah, I don't know. I might not have gotten there yet then. It's all right. I don't terribly mind spoilers, but other people might. So, let's. I've used mechanic solder. It's fine. I'm not a huge solder snob. But I use some in Shenzhen. It's cheap. I use mechanic solder paste, and I think they're tip refresher probably. again, yep. We're seated in here. All right. Cool. So we want this to face that way, and let's just check the. Yep, mask lines up. I think we're good. It's good to make sure that tip's nice and clean and shiny, tinned up. I don't tend to use the sponges anymore. I tend to only use the brass Brillo pad deal. Just haven't needed it, particularly with higher quality tips. All right, we do have those solder joints under here, right? Yes. Solder bridges. I don't know exactly, BoxKid, why they're having you short them out, other than maybe the OLED is... Well, I have two ideas. One is the OLED is optional. The other is that it helps it route the right pins to it, depending on whether the board is flipped over or not. So... yeah, I don't think I've met Silverhand yet. I think I have not gotten to that yet. Without giving too much away, I'm currently in a luxury penthouse. I have just left a luxury penthouse through less than orthodox means. I'm also not the best shooter, so it's taken me a while. So I really only played, I don't know, 1 or 2 afternoons maybe. Hey, Octagon Cake! I do indeed stream, but I'm new to it, so welcome. I've only been streaming, I don't know, a month now maybe? A little over a month? My, how time flies. I gotta start devoting some more time to YouTube here. I've been devoting a lot of time to streaming because I've been enjoying it, and yeah, I wanted to get things sort of settled in and up and running and get Twitch partnership and all that set up, but I'm gonna have to, yeah, devote some days to just shooting, probably off stream. I have a couple things I want to shoot off stream, so yeah. But it sounds like Silverhand is after the part that I'm at right now, Scaverat and whoever else is playing. Yes, DJ Marlos, it was a good idea to solder those, because I might have missed it. This is not lead-free solder. I don't really like lead-free solder. I like my solder to melt. Okay, cool. So I'm still on rails, but not that far off from being turned loose on my own. Oh, is that true, Fatanon? That's interesting, that Twitch always denies your first partnership application. That's really interesting. Well, I don't know why they don't just raise the bar then. Yeah, I need to get a fume extractor. I have looked. I've spent I don't know, at least a half an hour looking through some on Amazon, and I haven't found one that I love. I want one with like a tube that comes down, but they all get terrible reviews, and all the reviews say they're super loud, which isn't going to work with streaming. So, if people have recommendations, I'm all ears. Yeah. People don't really get horrible lung problems with lead solder, though, do they? Is that really a thing? I don't have lung problems, and I've been soldering with lead solder all my life. So like 5. Yeah, I mean, a fan probably would work. Yeah, I don't know. This might just be like kind of crappy solder. It is kind of dull appearance. I probably need to get better solder. I don't know. Oh gosh. This is just crap I picked up on Amazon. But I don't know, like it's got the right 2 ingredients in it. Oh, you can't see that, but there, I don't know. Yeah, I tried the RTX voice filter. I don't know. I didn't actually love it. I like the one that I'm using right now better. A Nuvrat. I don't have any windows in here. This is 6337. Probably should get some 6040. But this is doing fine. I mean, yeah, these are dull, but they're fine. They're fine. Okay, so now OLED modules. Where are they at? Yeah, Randall Jensen, that's kind of matches my understanding without really having looked into it, is that lead fumes really aren't an issue when you're soldering, and you're backing up my suspicions. So, thank you. I do think I should get some ventilation, but really only because I'm using this nasty flux. All right, so what do? We insert the pin header into the socket, then solder the pin header and the OLED module. At this time, make sure that the OLED module sits tightly on the socket while holding it down with your finger, because it tends to stick out easily. Okay, so let's get this seated like so. And then we will put the OLED socket on top. And we're going to try and get this thing to sit. Oh, wow. That's an interesting fit up. Cool. Just like that, huh? Okay. Yeah, I try and avoid eating the solder, or even eating with hands that have solder residue on them. That's kind of my concession to trying to reduce lead in my life. But that's kind of the level I'm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna avoid smoking the flux directly. Thank you though. Appreciate all the appreciate all the suggestions. Okay. How's this looking? Is it still looking good? I lost my preview window. There we go. I got some thumbprints, fingerprints on it. Yeah, we're doing good here. You lick your fingers every solder joint? Seems ill-advised. Whoop, I'm losing my headphones here. Where's that? One of my headphones died on me. Where's my case? Oh, ow. Man, this stiff neck sucks. Soldering with a stiff neck is not the best, but I'm gonna switch headphones to these. But I'm gonna turn off the noise cancellation. There we go. Sweet. Okay. I always think it's weird talking with headphones on, particularly if you're not hearing the mic back in the headphones. So I need to try and get a setup where I can get proper mic feedback in the headphones, but if you just do it off the computer, it's all delayed. So I probably need like a full mixer and everything. Trying to get this to hover nicely. That looks pretty good. Okay. The robot is coming along. We need to wire it up. We got the mechanical parts pretty much ready to go, and I have all the parts we need to do the motor control and stuff. That probably will be the next stream, be my guess. See how far we get on this and how excited we are to continue. I think I'm going to interleave the two projects, so we'll alternate between this one and that one. Today I've got a stiff neck, as I said, and I wasn't fully feeling jumping into the robot, so. Yeah, Octagon Cake, like I looked at a bunch of those, and I didn't find anything I loved. Okay, Louis Rossmann uses the Heiko fume extractor. I'm sure it's a pretty penny, but let's look for that. Let's look at that. Huh. Louis seems like a man that appreciates good tools. Okay. Yeah, I've seen knockoffs of this, but I haven't seen this one. Let me see if I can put this up on a screen real quick here. So it looks like that. So the box would sit on the floor, and then the tube would come sit up somewhere on the desk. I'm going to have to find more room on the desk, but it's a perpetual problem. Maybe you can be under the monitor or something. Yeah, cool. I'm going to fix something in my settings real quick. 1 sec. I'm having a hard time seeing my preview windows. Oop, that's not what I want. So I have this little monitor, little touchscreen monitor for previewing and using as like a streaming deck for previewing the different camera angles. And put it in a little bit different mode here. Okay, so we're gonna work on this one next here. All right, and got all the necessary components. Okay. So, yeah, I have to take the headphones off partly because I can't hear myself talk. It's a weird experience. But let me get back to chat. I can't see chat anymore. Good night, Galars to Cat. Yeah, there's a lot of lag in the video capture setup I have right now. Like an unworkable amount. If I turn it on, I can't finish a sentence. It like fucks with my brain too much. So okay. Happy with that. Yeah, it's I've mentioned it before, but if you have even like 100 milliseconds delay, I don't know, a few hundred milliseconds anyway, it's enough to really mess with most people's speech. But what's interesting is if for really bad stutterers, they actually it can break their stutter. So there are some devices that people can wear that are just headphones and a microphone with a little bit of a delay in between, a tunable delay, and it allows them to speak normally. So yeah, 100 milliseconds is a fair amount. I haven't measured it, but it's a substantial delay on this setup. So I can usually get out a word at least. So yeah, I'm not using an actual mixer right now, but I'm thinking about it. And then there are some other folks who have gone the other direction and made a megaphone loudspeaker sort of deal with a microphone to effectively jam people's speech if you play back their own voice at them. So yeah, 20 milliseconds for recording music. I totally believe that. Oh, there you go. Rudy's talking about it. I guess they used it in Hong Kong. That's crazy. I didn't know anybody had used it at like a serious scale before. I just knew of it as like a silly little trick. Okay, so yeah, it's like active noise cancellation, but messing with people's brains instead of just canceling out the waves. Okay, operation check. We recommend that you check the operation once the Pro Micro and the OLED modules are attached. We need to flash firmware. Okay. Okay, so we need to attach the left side with a micro USB cable to the computer. Let's do that. Hopefully we won't let out the magic smoke here while Jesse's watching. Okay. And then we got to go... Okay, so we're going to flash the firmware. Okay, let's look at that. A couple different ways. Can we easily flash the firmware on a Mac? That's a question. Right. QMK Toolbox. It does look like it has a Windows or a Mac. It mentions Mac. Is it .pkg? Oh, sorry, that's on the Windows machine though. Let's see. I'm going to switch back to me for a minute. Retrieve a keyboard. Whoa. Thank you, Zark. I'm on the same page, I think. Give me 1 minute. Yes, okay, this will work, but we have to, it's unsigned. Zark, do you work on QMK? Or are you just reading off the page? Finger. Yes. Open anyway. Open. I do like my trinocular microscope. It is not this exact one, but it's from this same seller. If you look in that video, there is a link there. Oh, nice, Zark. That's awesome. It's always fun using stuff that people in chat made. We've had a lot of streams like that recently, and I think we're going to keep doing that because it's super fun. yeah, or like people that gave it to me or whatever. It's quite cool. Okay, so QMK toolbox. Sweet. Yes, we can scold them when things are not working, but more importantly, we can get help when things aren't working. Okay. This is working. Let me grab... I don't have a way to share the screen, unfortunately, on the Mac, so it's just going to be... because it causes audio screw-ups. Unfortunately. Video's lagging behind the audio? That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. Are other people experiencing that as well? Okay, here we go. Open. Downloads. Hex. Yes. Okay, now. Are there settings we need to choose? Auto flash. Flash. I have not tried OBS Ninja yet. Patrick was trying to get me to use it, and I was like, no, that looks crazy. It's a web page. But now I need to try it again. We have blinking lights. A red light under there. But I have a beach ball from QMK, so... oh, maybe it's Twitch freaking out. Well, I mean, that's probably not my beach ball, but... what's going on? Application not responding. Uh-oh, Zark. QMK is not happy. Oh, we gotta press the reset button. Okay, let's try that again. Found port. Katarina device disconnected. Attempting to flash. Please don't remove device. Found port. Beach ball. Oh, it worked. Hooray! We have something that looks like a keyboard, and check this out, folks. I hate computers. Look at this. Let's see if I can get it in frame. Hang on. Look at that. We have liftoff, and it's showing up as a keyboard. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think it's loaded up. So let's hook up the TRSS cable. TRRS? TRRS, not TRSS. So this goes in here. Move this around. My touchscreen's not working. It's very sad. Let me go get a new cable for that. I think we're gonna have to switch lenses. That's the solution to our woes. Camera woes. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Connecting these together. Oh, maybe was I supposed to connect them together before I flashed? I think I'm just supposed to flash it directly. Okay, so. Ooh. Showing a logo. Okay. let's hit reset on it. Found a port, attempting to flash. Beach ball. Done. Sweet. Okay, let's hit reset again. That's awesome. Ooh, yeah, sorry. What's going on here? There we go. Is that acceptable? Regardless, it's working, which is exciting. There we go. Okay. So I think we're good. All right. Let's just power cycle these again and just see where we're at. See if we get logos on both. We don't. That's interesting. Anyway, onward. Okay. So. Now we do LEDs. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get a cable for this screen real quick. Quick. Grab a cable. Shall return. I also have a surprise. Well, it's not really a surprise because I showed it last stream. But I think. Okay, so if you were here for the last stream, the beginning of the last stream, you might remember that I unboxed a little tool from another friend of mine, High Energy Beams, who built this thing called Is It Me or Is It USB? And the idea is that you plug in a USB cable to both sides, and it tells you whether the data lines on the USB cable are connected. Well, it tells you whether all four conductors are connected, right? So all the lights light up on this. It means that it's a full data cable, right? Hello, Sean Richards from London. Glad to have you here. But what I didn't have last time was I didn't have any cables that weren't data cables. So this one I labeled because I figured out it is power only. So you can see just the top two lights light up. Can we see that good? Real good now. Yeah, it's a little out of focus, but get the idea. And then I have one cable that's going bad as well. So only one of the data lines is working. So yeah, Octagon Cake, it's got a little battery on the back, little watch battery. So you can see only one of the data lines is working here. So let's see if we can. Yeah, you can see that better now. So anyway, that's how that works. It's called Is It Me or Is It USB? And let me see if I can provide a quick Tindy link here, because I think it's quite cool. Google it real quick. Is it me? There we go. He goes by Nerf Hammer on Tindy. But High Energy Beams in the chat if he's here. And so here's a link if you want one of those. They're real simple. They're 12 bucks. So if you've ever struggled with trying to get a dev board to work and later found out that you had a power only cable, you need one of these. And that's why I bought one, because I was like, I'm frustrated with crappy cables that don't work. So anyway. Yep, I am planning on chopping the ends off those two cables. But I was saving them to show you all first. So they will get chopped up after the stream here. All right, plug this in place of this cable that seems to be going bad. Hopefully that's its forever cable now. Okay. Yes, he is definitely making profit from traumatized USB cable users. And sometimes that's okay. If you're actually solving the problem, then it's acceptable. I mean, solving people's problems is a great way to make money. Even if the problem is really dumb. Especially if the problem is really dumb. Or really annoying. Yeah, it's pretty amazing that you know, 2 copper wires make such a cost difference, but when you're trying to save every last little bit on the cost of a consumer product, it all matters. All, you know, it's pennies here, pennies there, but if you've got a cheap product, those pennies might really matter. All right. Let's do some more soldering. I think that's what's up next here. What to do with this Apple keyboard. I'm a little bit ashamed of showing my Apple Magic Keyboard on like a fancy keyboard collector stream here. But it is what I'm using for the Mac. It's small and wireless, so. Yeah. All right. We got to read some instructions. Very heat sensitive, sure. Wow, they want to be pretty low, huh? 270, huh? All right, let's go down to 270. We're at 600 Fahrenheit. What the hell is the conversion? Is there a way to change an FX 888D from Fahrenheit into Celsius? Yeah, buying USB cables here pains me. They're like a couple bucks in the markets in Shenzhen. Okay, so what is 270 in Fahrenheit? Well, it sounds like our Rittenhouse is figuring out how to change it over, but in the meantime, we're gonna go to 520 on the F dial. Okay. We could intentionally ruin an LED. I think we'll get these LEDs. I'm not too worried about it. I've done a bunch of these before. Yes! There is a bird that told me that there is a USB-C version coming of the Is It Me or Is It USB? So press both of the control buttons for 5 seconds. Okay, let's try that. To change it over into Celsius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. That didn't do it. Turn it on while holding the up button, then enter again. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yep. Got it. That was it. Then I just turn it off and on again? No, that didn't work. Enter. Celsius. Let's hold down enter. Yeah, that worked. Thank you. That's awesome. So what do we want to be at 270? Yeah, and it did the conversions for us and everything. That's nice. Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is awesome. Okay, let's get the keyboard out of here and let's do some soldering. So, Jesse, the provider of said adventure, says we should ruin an LED first. Let's count how many we need and how many we have. I don't know how many we have. Optional, 54. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54. So we have 6 extra. I'd prefer not to ruin any intentionally. We only have 6 extra. So I think we're gonna. I could easily lose that many on the floor. I don't think I will. All right, let's dive into this again. Oops, sorry. I thought I was on some other view. Let me adjust the camera. Okay. So where are we starting here? Got to make sure we orient these right. Okay, solder 1 through 6 on the backside. Yeah, 270 is really, really low for me, at least with these irons. I don't even know if this is... Oh, it'll work. All right, let's try it. I do feel like it's quite low. I agree. But I'm going to start with the instructions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind friendly advice. Okay. So we're gonna solder them on the back side here. Let me keep track of how many of these I've gotten out so far. Okay, I've gotten 4 out. I've got 4 in front of me. Okay. So okay. Yes, and we're going to solder the part so that the black part circled below. Hang on, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Silk mark. Oh, I see. Oh, but you solder them face up on the bottom. Okay. But we're putting the chip on the bottom, so let's see. Yeah. I got it. I understand. So let's get some microscope action back in here. Is that switching for you guys? Yes. Okay. Okay, so where is our first placement again? Hang on. it's going to be... It's going to be right here. But it's flipped like that. Okay. Nope, nope, like this. And these are weird because you got to hit them from the side. I think we're going to be okay. Is that right, though? Yeah. Good night, Adris. Yeah, I think that's right. The pads sort of line up weird on this, but... Okay. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be reflowed for sure. You're not supposed to hand solder these, but nobody in industry would be hand soldering any of this. Well, that's not true. They'd be hand soldering through hole components. But... All right, let's give this a shot. Actually, want to be even more zoomed in. Nice hefty zoom on this really helps. Okay. And besides, we get to look at all the cool wire bonding they did to make these. Ooh, that's a gross tip. Okay. Ooh, quite work. Okay, I'm gonna let that hold that in place, and then I'm gonna come back and fix it in a sec. This heat's plenty, though. Oop. What you want? Yeah, I probably do want some flux in there, but I don't know. We could do it with paste. I think this is gonna work fine. You've little faith. It's just gonna make me cough. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. turning it so I can most effectively touch the actual metal part with the soldering iron. So should we get a good joint there? Yeah. I know I'm a little heavy on the solder, but that's okay. There we go. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like tinning pads ahead of time as much as other people seem to. Is there a way to test this? If I plug this back in, well, should that light up? It would be nice if that was the case. Why am I not getting anything now? Not supposed to light up? Up in here. This one work? That one works. The heck? Maybe I shorted it. Did I actually get it on the right paths? Sure looks like it. No, I flashed both of them. I'm not getting any... Plugging into the computer. Yeah, I'm getting nothing. That's weird. I'm not absolutely certain about the placement. But it looks right. Yeah, I do have photos for assembly. This is what I'm looking at. So we're working on one right now. And it says for LEDs 1 through 6, solder so that the black circle is on the bottom. And then you solder the other ones upside down. Oh. I'm just working on the one that's in the picture right here. So guess I'm working on the right one? Direction changes between 1 and... Oh, wait, hang on. Silk mark indicated by the arrow is on top. Oh, no, it's flipped around from their drawing. Okay. All right, somehow... Yeah, somehow this is different than their drawing here. Oh, maybe they weren't demonstrating number 1. Anyway, I do have it on upside down. That's unfortunate. Let's try hitting it with hot air. Let's see if that doesn't totally melt it. This is where things could get melty, but it's okay. We have extras. Flux on here. Yeah, we're definitely getting our desoldering practice today, that's for sure. You know what might help here is, let's try a little solder break first. Let's see if that does the trick. Well, that's getting the bulk out of the way, but that's actually going to help us lift this thing off. Okay. Wheel. Yeah. I might turn it up a little bit. I'm doing okay right now. I don't want to crank it too high. I mean, also because of the temperature controlled iron, it should be able to keep up. That is the expectation anyway. Okay. Well, we at least removed some mass there, but solder is definitely underneath the LED, so... I think it's very possible we're going to ruin this LED, but it's okay because we have extras. If worst comes to worst, I can order some more. You guys not hearing music anymore? I'm hearing music. Sure enough. The heck? Weird. What's up with that? I'm hearing it through my headphones. Don't know. How long has there been no music? Since I switched headphones, maybe? Oh, wait, hang on, and maybe that's it. Hang on. Audio. Aha! Aha! Since I switched headphones. There we go. Yep, I got it. I'm heating up my desk in the meantime. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's pull this thing off here. What I might need to do is heat up the air hotter than it is. 270 on the air might not be enough. Let's get that a little hotter. Let's go to 300. I also got a pretty narrow tip on here, so not really helping anything. Come on now. Do the thing. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so. What did this thing say again? It says... So we're gonna solder with the white marked pad up. There we go again, over here. Okay, like this. So I had it upside down. It should be like that. We're gonna try putting this one on again. I think it still might work. It doesn't look too abused. Inside the actual chip, so. Okay. Yeah, these LED packages are amazing. They are definitely gorgeous. It really is impressive. I got to go tour an LED packaging factory once. It wasn't doing stuff like this, but it was just doing like regular white LEDs, but it was still really cool. We'll have to do some stuff around wire bonding. I have been meaning to do some wire bonding content, and yeah, it hasn't happened yet. I have intentions there. Wire bonding is cool stuff. Where'd this thing go? There we go. Okay. Feel good about that. Let's try now. Hey, there we go. Sweet. All right. We're in business. We know what we're doing. Oh, sorry. I'm not showing you anything that I'm doing. My apologies. I need to give the mods the ability to switch cameras, because, yeah, sorry. But we've got it all soldered up and working. So let me show you. It works. It works. There we go. Check that out. All right. Oh, I guess you were seeing at least microscope action. Okay, so now we're gonna do 2. Okay, I get it how this works. Okay. So that one right there. I get it. I get it. That one. Is that focused-ish? Focused-ish, yes. I'll put a little flux on here because I feel like that makes life better. Not a ton. There's nothing else that helps hold the chip down. Okay, so we're doing black part up. I like how they put their silkscreen marking here, but didn't make it line up to the mark on the LED. The heck? That's good enough. Octagon Cake, I wanted to try building a keyboard, and I asked the person that knows the most about keyboards that I know, Obra Jesse, who's in the chat, and he said, let me see what I have on my shelf. I was looking for recommendations of something to buy, and he was like, well, let me see what I have on my shelf, and sent me this. He said, this is quite cool, you'll have fun soldering it, and it's a cool split keyboard. So he said, you have to promise to send it back to me. So I'm gonna solder it up and play with it for a bit, and then send it back to him in California. Not wandering quite that far over. Stay. So I'm having a lot of fun assembling it thus far, despite my various errors. I find reading and streaming to be a hard thing to do at the same time. I'm better at reading when I'm not in front of a camera, promise. Let's turn it this way. Where'd it go? Right. Lost it. I need to work on adjusting the focus on this. I'm not convinced that the Camera focus is correct on the microscope. So. LED notches on pin 3? Why would you do that? Why? That's silly. Okay, here's the next one. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. Okay. I was just trying to see if it was in focus. Okay. A little bit of flux. Does everybody good? Oh, sorry, AppSumo. You wanted to switch the outside cam, and I completely didn't see that until now. Sorry about that. I'm bad about checking all of the things on my dashboard. Let's switch the outside cam, though. You're still here. That is what it looks outside right now. It's dark and cold and snowy. They finally plowed behind the shop, which is awesome. It means I could take the chains off my truck. So that's what we got going out there right now. Yeah, it's cold here. I am not a super big fan of winter in general as a concept. But it's something that I prefer to visit instead of live in. But, you know, that's what's happening this year. It's one of the reasons I like traveling so much is that I can just skip winter. Just opt out. Yeah, we got, I don't know, 6 inches to a foot a few days ago. And it's mostly melted off the roads and stuff. It's no longer mucking things up, but there was at least one night I was planning on coming down to the shop and I got halfway here and then nearly got stuck and went, nope, oops, and headed back home. Spent much time trying to put chains on and yeah. Turns out putting chains on for the first time on, you know, on a particular set of chains that you haven't used before in the dark, in the snow, while it's snowing, is not super easy. Okay. Oh, I lost it. I'm so zoomed in, it's hard to keep track of where I'm at. I don't know why it's purple. Again, my apologies there. Let's spin it around. Solder up the other side. I mean, these aren't easy, but I wouldn't say they're hard either. Having a microscope really helps. All right. Where is number 4? Okay. Number 4 is this one here. And that is the opposite. So, black part goes down. forgot my flux. I don't know what this little break-off bit is here. I was noticing that. I couldn't decide whether it was an actual break-off bit. It has traces in it, and it has, like, I mean, it's you know, 3 extra keys. So, I guess we could look at a picture of the keyboard. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I think Zark has the answer, which is, like, if you don't want that many keys. I guess they're not particularly crucial keys. I find the whole idea of, like, well, I don't know. This keyboard's pretty minimal as is. Presumably they're not alphabet keys, hopefully. Okay. Sounds like I'm snorting flux over here. I promise I'm not. God, I love soldering under a microscope. It just makes all this stuff easier. It really, really does. Okay, let's test what we've got thus far. See if we're still in business. Nope. What the hell? Really? We got one. Really, really? That's lame. What the heck? Yeah, we think it's just... Oh, I bet it's this solder joint right here. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, that's a good point that they're chained together, so... There we go. Yep, bingo! Good call, DJ Marlis. Absolutely the right answer. It wasn't actually a cold joint, it just wasn't fully touching the pin. Because those pins are underneath. Okay, we have done 4. We got 4 out. More out. 2 more out. Ooh. Jumping around on me. Might need to clean these tweezers. Okay. Number 5 is over here. Is this one? Shape's gonna go down on this one. A little heavy on the solder, but it's all right. Okay. Should we check every one? Not actually that much work to check. Yep, works. On guard. 6th is here. right there. It's the same setup. It's chipped down. I'm just making sure to actually make contact with that pin on the side of the chip. Oops. Come on now. We want to see that bridging, solder bridges up to the pin, so we know we've made contact. So I want to make sure to touch the iron to the metal. That helps a lot. I think that's good. Check it. Good. All right. Why don't we do the other side? The same set on the other side. Finish those up. Okay, I think it's all the ones that don't have a hole. But let me just verify that. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got it. I got out 6 out of all the ones we need. Having an intense discussion in the chat about how these LEDs work. Looks right to me. Yeah, you basically shift on values for your whole chain. So you send one value for one LED, and then when you send another, it goes to the next one. You send out however many values you have in your chain. Yeah, these addressable LEDs are quite cool. It's the same as are in the PC, actually, on all the fans and stuff. Same idea. There are some slightly different protocols, but I think those are WS2812s in the PC. And I think, do these run the 2812 protocol timing? Turns out. Okay, PC RGB is 2012. That makes sense. Might do it. Another chip yet. Just solder up these pins. more or less in focus. That's better. Test the first one. Good. I don't know that I actually paid attention to orientation, but I got it right by accident. Which is almost as good as getting it right on purpose. But I will take either. Yeah, this is a good skill builder. I think you're right. CFG 83. I'm enjoying this. I would say that this feels pretty squarely in my wheelhouse. But yeah, this is a great instruction in soldering. These are on the challenging side if you don't have good tools. If you have good tools, I don't know, I don't think good tools and some level experience, I don't think this is super hard, but this is not beginner soldering. But the microscope's making it a lot easier. If I was trying to do this by my normal eyes, I'd be challenged. Not because I couldn't hit the pads. I mean, the pads are pretty big. It's really seeing whether I've got a good joint or not. Okay, let's test. Good. I don't know why sometimes we're getting different colors. Sometimes we get red and sometimes we get blue. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, buying electronics retail now, like, Amazon's usually cheaper, unfortunately. And even, like, if I can get something on Amazon, it's usually cheaper than like DigiKey or whatever. I'm not gonna buy, you know, individual components on Amazon, but get other supplies and tools and things. So a lot of that's just because it's coming straight from the factory, cutting out a lot of middlemen. So it ends up being cheaper. Not everybody's adding their 2x markup, you know? It's more efficient, it's good. Oh man, my neck is sore. Not from this, but this isn't helping. Probably go about another half hour, I think. I don't think we're gonna get this all done with these little LEDs, but we'll make a big dent. Okay, so now we need to flip the orientation. So chips up. Just being gratuitous with the zoom now, because I can. Right. Let's check again, make sure it's lighting up still. Yep. I've never really used a flux pen. The syringes worked fine for me. I should order a flux pen and just see how I like it. Chip up. God, that wire bonding is cool in there. It's distracting. Cool. All these little wires in here. Ultrasonically bonded on. Directly onto the raw silicon. It is like soldering. Soldering is to circuit boards as wire bonding is to raw chips. And the cool thing is you can actually do it by hand, believe it or not, with the rig machine. So one day we're gonna get one of those, play around with it. You can get them used in Shenzhen for not that much money. Stuart had one for a little while that we played with. Okay. An RGB addressable roof. Yes. That sounds great. Sounds like a good Christmas thing. I'm gonna put some RGB LEDs on our tree. We went out day before yesterday, maybe? And just cut down a tree in the woods up behind the house. It was pretty fun. I hadn't done that since I was a kid. Actually, that's not totally true. We did it as a team building thing as part of when I was at Shopkick startup. Where we're at. Yep, Dumb Duck, you're absolutely right. They are, wire bonding is how chips are wired. The chips themselves are wired up to the pins in their packages. The lead frames. We looked at that a little bit in the X-ray video, but it would be fun to talk about that in more depth, because it's some cool stuff. Sure. Friend of yours is a wire bonder for JPL, huh? I'd say that being fun, given the right situation. Could be interesting. Okay. All right, we have our 6 backlights on this side, and they all light up. Cool. I don't understand why some are lighting up red and some are lighting up blue, but you know. Oh, is that? I don't know why that is. Okay, so yeah, I think you're right, Zark. Oh, plug the link cable in. That will even them out. Probably right. There we go. Now they all match. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna unplug this though because it's much easier to work with them separately than together. Okay. Well, let's do the ones the other way. Okay, so how do we solder these now? Okay. The largest pad matches up to the white silkscreen. We can do that. Oh, hello! We're being raided by Alex Ototh with a party of 264. My goodness! Welcome, folks. We are assembling a corn chocolate split keyboard. So here are the two halves. This is what we've been working on. I am currently doing the LEDs on it. What have you guys been up to? What's going on in Alex land? This is the first keyboard I have ever built, so it's a fun adventure. Group buy reviews, looking at, oh, keyboard group buys, awesome. Awesome, awesome. So this keyboard was sent to me, this kit was sent to me by Jesse over at Keyboardio, who manufactures custom keyboards. And I approached him because I said, you know, I want to try building a keyboard. What should I build? I want something that's cool, and I want to do some soldering. And he said, well, I've got just the thing sitting on my shelf. So he sent me this. Apparently he picked this up in person in a retail shop in Japan in the, where were the manufacturer this is? Yushikobo, in the retail shop in Japan 18 months ago. So, awesome, Alex. You were reviewing some upcoming projects, but normally building boards. Awesome. Yes, I believe keyboard.io is the correct. Yes, that's the correct link. Keyboardio. And he sent me an Atreus as well, but I don't have it with me. It's up at the house. So if you're into minimalist ergo stuff, you should check that out. Paste a link to what we're building too. Give me one sec. Oh, Scott Dev, thank you for gifting him a sub. That's awesome. Here's what we're currently building. So right now we're trying to figure out how to do the LEDs that are front facing. And let me see if I can grab. Oh, X-Metric, cheers. Glad you could join me here on Twitch. Yeah, I'm kind of getting back into the YouTube thing. Been gone for a few months, but getting back into it. I've been building out this shop behind me. So. All right, let's start on this side here. We're gonna take a look. All right, so look under the microscope. We don't have to use a microscope for this, but I think it's a lot more fun with a microscope because we can see a lot more. Okay, so the really big pad, let me zoom this out a little. And probably focus. There we go. Now, I'm not a keyboard-only channel. Like I said, this is the first keyboard I built. I do a lot of electronic stuff. We are currently building a telepresence robot that we've been waiting for a few parts on, but they're in. So I think the next stream is going to be working on the telepresence robot. It's going to be a robot with a camera that you can drive around the shop, that people from chat can drive around the shop. And I think it's going to be something you can spend your channel points on. And then the other thing that we're working on is, and something that I'm known for, is modifying iPhones. So I have undertaken trying to add a USB-C jack on an iPhone on a 12, replacing the Lightning jack. So I'm waiting on parts from China right now on that project. Let's see how this works. We're gonna have to do a fair amount of bridging of solder here. Oops, need to get some solder on that pad. It's going to be a little adventurous. This is a weird way to solder these LEDs. It's wedged in the hole. I gotta really push it into the hole, Zark. Not just... Okay. Alright. Not just build up a whole bunch of solder here. That'll work. I feel like we should get the macro camera down close again. Oh, we don't have the macro lens on. Should be flush, really? Oh, on this side. Where is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not flush. Okay. We can push the next one down further in. Let's try another one. Ooh. Really push that in there, huh? Yeah, okay. I think that's... Okay, I get it. That's cool. Where'd it go? Here. That's still looking good. It's so bright. Too shiny. Okay. There we go. The raid must have disappeared on us. Chat has gone back to normal. This is way easier than the other ones. You may want to tape a sheet of paper on top of the front. Why is that, Jesse? How does that help me? Why are these not lighting up? Oh, brightness. Okay. These are not lighting up, though. They should be, right? I don't have them in backwards, do I? Oh, I probably am not starting in the right order. Because I'm just randomly going. Okay, so let's start in the right order now. I mean, I feel pretty good about the soldering I'm doing here, but... Where is 7? I see 8. Oh, 7's down here. Okay. Yes. Yep, thank you, Zark. You're 3 steps ahead of me. Whoa. It's easy to drop these through the holes. Yeah, the order is just, because they're all in a chain electrically, if you haven't put, there's a data in and a data out on every LED, and so if you're not doing them in order, nothing is going to light up until you complete a chain. So let's do them in order. All right, let's go now. And it's all good. It's not a big deal. It just affects testing. Okay, good. Yes, that is working. Oh, thanks, DJ Marlis, for pasting the instructions. Oh, hang on, I need to take a stretch break. My legs are falling apart. Oh, I don't recommend this whole getting old thing. It's overrated. Also, sitting in chairs all day is overrated. Despite all of the fun things that happen sitting down. That sounded dirty. Xmetrics, I'm not down with other languages in the chat because we can't moderate it. So if you can keep it to English. appreciated. Nothing personal. Oh, okay. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yes, I see it now. Sorry, my German's not very good. It's all good. We've already had one minor problem with some naughtiness in other languages. I figured you probably weren't up to no good. But. Alright. 9 is... We already got 9. Okay, let's check these then. Should have 3 different lights. Sweet. Okay, 10's up here. Let's try the other way. Good night, Scave Rat. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Let's do this one up here. This is going way faster than the ones that were right side up. This is not normally how these LEDs are mounted, I will point out. Normally they're supposed to be face up on a circuit board, the circuit board at their back. This is a very clever mounting technique. Yeah, good chairs definitely do help, Nosh. I don't like the Aerons. I've sat in one for a couple of years. I don't like them very much. I do like this chair that I have. This is what I've been sitting in for the past, I don't know, 10 years. This is a Steelcase Think. So, but yes, I agree. Investing in a good chair is worth it. But occasionally you do need to stand up as well. There's a limit to how much a chair can do for you. Standing up occasionally is required still. Whoa, I lost it. I have never mounted LEDs this way before. This is cool. They've got the sizes of the holes right so that it actually works pretty well. Good chair, a table to stand on, yeah. What are we doing on the image? Is it still looking good? It's very blown out because it's like shiny. That's unfortunate. Is that easy for me to fix? I might have a filter set up on here. Fix the microscope image real quick. No, I do have a color correction. Let's dial this down a little. Yeah, I don't know. That looks okay. It's better. Do wall sits all day. I should in general do more exercise than I have been doing. Blame it on the pandemic, but it's really because I'm lazy. Or also because I'm lazy. Okay. Sure. Good. Crank them out now. This is going much quicker. Ooh. Oh, that's cool, Dumb Duck. That the SK6812 Mini E's have wings that stick out for rear mounting. I think that LED manufacturers are gradually figuring out that people are doing all sorts of stuff they didn't intend with these. I mean, these LEDs and the strips were really intended as architectural lighting, right? This is what's on the side of buildings. And so we're all like, certainly the hobbyist space is piggybacking on that industry, right? Because if you just think about the number of LEDs going up on buildings compared to into keyboards and stuff, it's astronomical. But you know, I think as they're ending up in more and more consumer products, that's starting to shift. Yes, Mike's Electric is the place. He's the guy when it comes to artisanal uses of LEDs. He's amazing. Check out his talk at the Hackaday SuperCon last year, not this past one. Yeah, he's awesome. Mike's a very cool dude and very like generous with his knowledge, of which he has a lot. So yeah, definitely go check out his YouTube channel, Mike's Electric Stuff. Good night, Dear Green. Oh. Okay. Oh, great. Thanks for pasting that, Patrick. That is a great talk. Like, if you want to know the if you want to know the nitty-gritty of how to make LEDs not just work but look great in like architectural installations or other type art stuff, like that is the talk to watch. Your time will not be wasted. Mike will go into levels of detail you didn't realize were there. See you, Jesse. Thanks for tuning in. It was great to have you here. We will keep soldering away. Oh, Sark, that sounds awesome. I'll have to check those out. Are they super expensive because they're intended for rear mounting? That's been the case for other stuff. Is that as soon as it's not front mount, they're super expensive. Albino Viper, I am mostly sorted for Christmas. I still gotta work on one or two presents. But I've got most of my stuff ordered. Most of my stuff's come in, actually. Presents. Oh, 70 US for 1,000? Yeah. It's not too bad. I don't really think of them in 1,000 quantities, but you know, what does that work out to be? That works out to be what? 7 cents? Is that right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, 7 cents. That's pretty good. Particularly for addressable. It is not the, you know, 50 cents an LED for some of this stuff. I've done a tiny bit of freeform electronic sculptures, Octagon Cake. Like, I've just started dabbling in it. I participated in a workshop at Remoticon this year. That Mohit, what is Mohit's last name? Someone linked to Mohit's work. Someone in this chat knows who I'm talking about. Mohit, I can't think of his last name. But he and 2 other circuit sculpture artists led this awesome workshop that I really enjoyed. And honestly, like, the best part of it was just getting me to try it. Yeah, Mohit Voigt. Yes. If someone can link to his Instagram, that would be awesome. his work is stellar. And like, yeah, he's been kind of the guy who's been most visible in that space, at least for me. There you go. Yep. Really nice dude too. I get to talk to him a little bit during the workshop. Wow, Lawrence Vector. Scrapping 50,000 LEDs. I'm surprised you couldn't just bake them and get the water out. Also, yes, Shenzhen is super humid sometimes of the year, so they probably came from Shenzhen. Yes. Yeah, sometimes it's like living in a sauna. Oh, that's unfortunate. You couldn't just bake them and get the water out? Stupid QA and their principles and standards and things. Should have just taken them home. Yeah, I guess that's fair if you have issues with flickering after baking them. All right, let's check this here. See what we're doing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Did we skip one? We skipped one. It's fine. I still think I'm doing this right. I just skipped something in the chain. Okay, here we go. The ops team got their money back, huh? Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's interesting, Patrick, that people are having issues reflowing them. Didn't realize there was such an issue around that. I feel like I should throw the macro lens back on, just for the heck of it. Oop, I lost my touchscreen again. Heck, man. Jetpack Yoshi, I don't have any great tips. I mean, best tip is to find someone who knows it really well. But honestly, like, the best thing to do in the markets is just to wander. It is really overwhelming. I can more or less find my way around, but I've spent a long, long time. Like, I spent day after day after day exploring the markets. Yeah, I think it's just like go and wander. If you see something you like, buy it, because you won't find it again. Like, don't say, oh, I'll come back later. That never works out well for people. Yeah. Now you don't have to watch your back in Huaisheng Bay. That's not a thing. It's super safe. I've never had problems in that regard. There's lots of interesting things going on, but I get better prices than Chinese people, Lawrence Vector, generally. If you can speak a little bit of Chinese, that helps, but being a foreigner actually will often get you better prices. It depends on what, but for like components and stuff, I sometimes get better prices than my Chinese professional sourcing friends. And that's because they think that, you know, if they are nice to me and give me good prices, that I will do more business with them in the future. So But yeah, I don't really feel like I get bad prices in Huashan Bay in general, unless it's on sort of cheap consumer goods that are like, if it's components and things like that, I don't really worry about it. If it's like I'm buying a camera tripod or something like that, then I bargain like hell. But if it's very clearly wholesale stuff, then, you know, if I'm buying switches or something, or iPhone screens, I don't feel like I really get much privilege because of my videos. Most people don't recognize me still, so believe it or not. Some people do, but yeah, it's usually pretty obvious when people recognize me, and it doesn't happen that often. Occasionally people refuse to sell to me. I think one lady won't sell to me. One lady in particular I was trying to buy a phone or a logic board from wouldn't sell to me because she knew who I was, and did not want to be on camera, did not want to be associated with me in any way. DJ Marlis, I assume you're pointing at Dumb Duck. I haven't been, I'll admit I haven't been downloading the VODs, so no, there haven't been permanently available VODs. But yeah, maybe I should download this one. Maybe we should do something with it. Bluebird, I did not study Chinese before I went. I just picked it up while I was there. And I didn't even really study that hard while I was there. I just kind of absorbed it through osmosis. Which means I'm not as conversational I'm not as conversational as a lot of people I know, but I know enough to be dangerous to get around. So I've done some studying on my own, but really what I should do is hire a tutor. So Twitch does host the VODs for like 14 days. But yeah, I should download them and do something with them. So I was out there for a few years on and off, Lawrence Factor. I was never there like full time, but I had an apartment there, I don't know, for a couple of years. So yes, Boxhead, I will be setting up a second channel. I don't know if I'm gonna set up a second channel just for VODs or not, but oops, we've got more LEDs hiding here. So okay, cool. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, DJ Marlis. It's hard to keep my full attention on chat and be looking through the microscope. Particularly since chat is literally behind the microscope. So, all right, I'm gonna do a few more. Let's finish up this board and then I'm gonna head out. So we'll go another, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that. And then we'll see who's around to raid. Finish things up. Whew, it's chilling, cooling down. It's gonna be a cold drive back up. The drive isn't long enough for the car to actually, the truck cab to actually warm up, so it's pretty chilly. What I should do is go turn on the truck and then walk back inside and finish cleaning up, but not that smart. Okay. I don't know about the Maltron 3D layout. I'm assuming that's a keyboard? Believe it or not, this is my first keyboard ever that I've assembled, so I'm not a font of keyboard knowledge yet. Yes, you could totally suggest someone to raid. Yes, I don't know if we want to raid someone who's doing a giveaway. That doesn't sound super interesting. Let me see who else there is. But yeah, you can link to his channel, JB Peak. That's fine. You know, nobody we know that I know, it's in my list, is currently streaming, so I'm a little reluctant to raid people that I don't know, just because it feels like a recommendation, and I don't want to recommend someone who's I don't know, distasteful in some way. Doing things I don't agree with, whatever that might be. So I'm a little reluctant. I haven't gotten burned, but yeah, that might be cool. JV Peak. Can you link to him? Oh, you said that's Rad Cullen. Okay, cool. I'll check him out as we're winding down the stream here. Let me finish up. Yes. What is he currently giving away? Get in there. Okay. Sorry, I'm Maltron. It's the most ergonomic keyboard. Huh. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out at some point. I'm focused on getting these LEDs done. But Commodore, if you wanna link to it, maybe I could take a quick peek. Oh, Twitch gift cards. That doesn't sound super fun. I think we'll give it a miss this time, but I'll check them out later. Right. Yeah, I don't know. People want me to do giveaways on strange parts, and oh, I melted that one up. Let's make sure that works okay. Surprised I haven't done that on other ones yet. Okay. Okay, let's check out this Maltron. Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy. That kind of looks like a Kinesis, but without the, like, bowed part. See, I do know a little bit about keyboards. Only because I worked with a lot of people at Google who had Kinesis. Kinesis. Well, building keyboards is definitely conducive to streaming, right? It's like the right amount of attention is necessary to both do the thing and talk at the same time. And I do like soldering on stream. It's quite fun. It's relaxing and chill. All right. Just take a quick look. Make sure everything's still working. Oh, not quite. We miss one? What happened? I don't know. What's going on? I think it's the last full row we did is not working. None of them are working. These are not working. Okay, this is 21. This is 22. So the problem must be here. Screw it up. Oh, that was the one that I munged. Okay, I must have really munged it. You can actually solder these things live, believe it or not. But I think we're gonna have to pull that one out. All right. Well, not too bad. That's our first error. Is the microscope stuck? Nope. not stuck. We're just on the, we're bouncing back and forth between the macro and the microscope. Which is maybe a little excessive, but... Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, let's unplug it. Hit it with hot air. Pull it out. That's the plan. We don't want to melt the one next to it, though. Let's see if I can angle it away from that one. Okay, we're at 300 in terms of air. We got to wrap things up here. Get out of here. So I'm going to pull this probably and then pull this, replace it, and then we'll wrap it up. There we go. All right, yeah, we full on broke that pad off. Okay, cool. So, no harm, no foul, though. Let's clean it up with some solder wick and put a new one in there. No big deal. All right. That one's trash. Oh, that's unfortunate, JV Peak. Being stuck in the hospital with a dead Linux install and no internet access. That would bum me out. Oh, shoot. Hit the plastic again. Let's see if this one still works. I think I'm getting tired. Okay, let's see if that works or not. Yep, we're good. We are good. Okay, let's finish up these last two. We got two more. Do it, and then this is gonna be it. Oops. I got places to be and dinner to eat. Definitely getting tired. Definitely time for food. One. And that's the bad one. Yeah, that's fair, Commodore. That you know, these keyboards are designed to last and be, you know, sort of an heirloom thing. I do think right now there's a lot of hype around keyboards that they're definitely a designer thing. So I think there's truth to that too. Yeah. All right. Let's power it up. See where we're at. Hey, hey. Pretty good. I don't know if you all can see it, but they're all fully lighting up. All right, with that, I think we're gonna wind down the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been super fun. Had a really chill stream here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anybody I follow streaming right now, so we're not gonna raid anybody. Usually raid someone at the end of the stream, but yeah. Yeah, Zark, thank you for all your help. Thank everybody for their help. And yes, Ping Heian, I can provide some more info on the camera switcher. Yeah. Milkham, I'm glad you figured out that I was here on Twitch too. I'm glad I'm thankful for Alex for raiding here. So I think I'm not gonna raid anybody tonight. I like to raid, I like to hang out in people's streams before I raid them, but I'll check out Christopher Yee and yeah. Oh, definitely if Scanlime is live, we'll go raid her because she's cool and she always deserves more. I didn't realize she was streaming again. What's she up to? She's doing something cool. All right, yes, let's do that. She's awesome. Okay. Thank you all. Yes, please follow if you haven't already, so you can get notifications and come hang out with us in Discord. So, no, let's just be nice to Scanlime. She's awesome. She's an electronics designer and generally does cool stuff. I just that's the Discord link, and yeah, be cool. So yeah, we're definitely gonna swamp her, but she's awesome. So let's go see what she's up to. Here we go.